What's up YouTube? This is Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. I'm going to show you how to fix a surfboard ding. This is a pretty bad ding. This is on the nose of the board, and this is the Sea Wench. So we're going to go ahead and cut out all of this old glass material, just kind of cut back everything that's already loose and throw that away. Some of this foam is bent and crunched up, so we're going to have to cut that out as well. And we'll turn it over and do the same on the other side here. And this is also loose. Okay, so that is the chunk that we're working with. As you can see, a lot of the board was damaged. Previous repair over here done by someone else, still holding up. I'm going to mask off some of the board here, also about an inch or two back from this edge, just to have a nice area to sand to when we're done. And now we're ready to sand, just to rough up the outer edge of glass here. Okay, now that we've got it all taped off and ready for the first bit of resin here, I'm gonna put about 4 or 5 ounces in this cup, and this is just sanding resin, surfboard resin. And before I add the catalyst, I'm going to add this lightweight filler material. It's Cab-o-sil, and it makes the material lighter and easier to sand. Probably just going to fill the cup the rest of the way here. Now that that's mixed up, we can go ahead and add the catalyst and pour that in. Okay, I went ahead and added a little bit more of the Cab-o-sil here, so this is nice and fluffy. And we're going to add catalyst, and I'm going to start glopping this in here. It's about the consistency of frosting right now, and that's all we want to do is try to fill as much as we can the areas and the shape of the board here. Okay, so we'll let that sit up until it's hardened enough to sand, and take it from there. Okay, so I've let that set up for a couple hours here, and we can take off some of the tape here that we put on just as kind of a little support. It's a good idea to do the rail or the nose rail here with by hand. You can go too fast with the power sander. Just doing lots of sanding here just to get the right shape. It's okay if you over sand a little, because you are going to be putting another layer of glass on this, and that will thicken it up just a little bit. But now this is laminating resin, which is not sandable, so we're going to just lay this on a pretty thin layer, and then we'll put some sanding resin over it. And that'll allow us to sand this back down to shape. And Do the same thing on the bottom. And I like to do a little bit along the edge here. That'll start to saturate that outer lip, or that outer edge of the glass. Once it's saturated, it'll stick to the underside when we roll that up. Do the same on the underside here. Try to do the same thing. Get some resin out there on the ends. It'll start saturating in the glass. Okay, now that we've got the laminating resin down and cured up, we're going to do a thin layer of sanding resin on both the bottom and the top. Now we got the top coat of resin, the sanding resin over the laminating resin. We're going to sand this and get those edges down. When sanding the rails, I like to use the same sandpaper, but do it by hand, because if you do a machine on here with a flat surface, it'll get away from you really fast. So, and you can see this tape is still under the glass, and so I'm just going to sand to that point just so that we get the right depth and we can feather that in to make it look clean. Okay, I've got all the tape off, and I'm just hitting it with some 800 sandpaper right now. I kind of hit the top already, and now I'm just hitting the rails. But it is pretty much done, just trying to make sure that those rails are nice and smooth, and everything looks pretty good. You can see underneath as well, it's, I know it may not be super pretty because it doesn't match, but it's solid, it's smooth, and it's watertight, and it's ready to get back in the water. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.